Good morning. It's another perfect day on the trail. It's day 2, and I have so many stories to share from yesterday. I was way too exhausted when I got to camp last night to try to do any of them with any kind of coherence.
Future Dale here. Maybe I should clarify. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is a treasure to hike in. There's only 2 things about the park I'm not enthusiastic about. The first being the rule about only camping at the shelters. That rule really saved me this time, though. I needed some medical help with the knee injury, and when I realized my water filter failed, meaning it wouldn't flow water, there were plenty of people at the shelter to give me filtered water. This was a holiday weekend in a national park. There were plenty of people around to help me out. The second thing about the Smokies I don't love is the mud in the morning. The park is technically a rainforest, and everything gets wet, even when it's not actually raining. In these clips, I haven't performed any color correction or other editing tricks. Take notice how green the plants are, especially the ferns, and that fog you see in the background, those are actually clouds.
It's day 2. Yesterday was 15.7 miles. It was not impossible, of course. It was difficult, which is what it ought to be. Today we're looking at 16.7 and hopefully making it to a tent site that's a little drier than it was last night. It didn't rain or anything like that. It's just I really don't like the mud in the morning when I'm trying to clean up and put everything away. But that's just personal preference, I guess. Anyway, it was a beautiful night. Wasn't cold at all. I think it got down to very high 40s, 48, 49. It's currently 51. It's going to be a beautiful day. The sun's already starting to peek through. I think it's about 7:30 in the morning probably. I wanted to get an earlier start than yesterday to try to get the extra mile to get me out of the Smoky Mountains. So with that, I'm going to close up and I will talk to you guys later. Have fun. Bye-bye.
This is by far my favorite image that I took the entire trip this time. The sun shining down through the cloud, illuminating the rock and the moss. And what really makes it special is quite literally 2 or 3 seconds later, that cloud had dissipated and it was just an illuminated rock at that point. It didn't have that ethereal look to it.
And good morning. Just had breakfast. It's about 8 a.m. and I wanted to show you where we get water from. And of course the sun goes away just in time. But for those that are wondering how we stay hydrated out here, water comes out of the ground, you collect it, you filter it, and you drink it. And it is the best tasting water that you'll ever find, I think. So there's a pack. Pack weight is a little high right now because I wasn't sure how far I'd be able to go each day. So you want to make sure you have enough food, of course. And I wasn't sure, if I'd make it to the town of Hot Springs in 4 days. I think I will. And which means I brought way too much food. I've probably got about 10 or 12 extra pounds of food in there. 10 or 12 pounds doesn't seem like a whole lot, but if you take away food and water from my pack, that's all it weighs. So it's doubling the weight of my pack, which is not really a problem for short distances, of course. Going uphill, you're carrying the weight uphill and it's work. But for me and a lot of people, the downhill is the hard part. So you have all of that weight hammering on your knees, come every step down. And a lot of times they're big steps. But today's going to be mostly downhill. I'm looking forward to it, actually. We'll see what happens with it. And we'll see you on trail. It's a perfect day. So every once in a while, the landscape opens up. It's easy to walk past, not take a look at it, not take an opportunity to absorb it and appreciate it. partway up the mountain, a little bit more climb to go. You know there's a view further ahead anyway, but you just got to stop. Isn't this amazing? This is so beautiful. As much as the Smokies are difficult to walk through, they're extremely beautiful. They're so beautiful. They're so pretty. There's so much to see here. So I made it to the helicopter landing pad. Granted, let's see, how do we get to where we could see it? There we go. It's not really much. It's probably not in use anymore. I'm sure it's not in use anymore. But the thing is, if I didn't include this in one of my videos and I was audited by the Appalachian Trail through hiker video maker activities, I would certainly be receive a strike for not having the helicopter pad in. Probably more importantly is look at that view. Is that not the prettiest view ever? All right, it's getting close to the end of day 2. I haven't filmed a lot. I've been pushing hard, but this is a momentous moment. So, as you exit the Smoky Mountains, there's a little mailbox that you put your permit in to let them know that you've made it out safely. So, here we are. 1 more mile until we sleep.